How are we doing, Robust family? Look, before this show starts, which I know you're going to enjoy, can I ask you just to do me a small favor? I need all of you to give a robust smash to that like and subscribe button. Why? Because it helps us a lot. We want to get this material out there, and it makes sure that you do not miss a breakfast show beat on this Liberty Radio YouTube channel. All right, guys, do it right now, and I'll see you in the show. That's right. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's that time. It is your breakfast show. And we are ready for a brand new day. I'm your host, Robert Ashitey, your robust presenter. And I'm going to be with you from now until 10 o'clock this morning. And holding down the fort from 8 a.m. with some breakfast show tunes, we have our Lady of Sound, the one, the only, you know who it is. It's Kathleen.
Good morning.
How are you doing, Kathleen?
I'm great.
Full of joy and gladness?
Yeah.
Oh, there's no cat cam today.
There is.
It's like I'm looking at the sky like, there you are. Okay. Fantastic. Okay, guys, look, Kathleen's ready. Did you have your coffee already lined up? Oh, Father.
A few hours ago.
It's wearing off, the top up.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see how she goes with that top up. But while you wrestle with that, guys, we got a powerful show lined up for you today. As you know, we are in the spirit of the 21 days fast as Daniel. And on Tuesdays on the Breakfast Show, we normally have the Pursuit of Success, or we have a Chill Out Tuesday. And this morning, joining us in the Breakfast Show studio, we have the man of sound, the original, the dude, the first. We call him Dr. Shad. Good morning, Dr. Shad.
Good morning, Robert. How are you today?
I'm alive and kicking. You look so excited this morning.
I am.
You've got that gleefulness in your voice, in your face.
I'm very, very excited. First of all, I'm very excited to be here with you, Robert.
That's very kind of you, dude.
The actual original man of sound.
You're interesting. All right, guys. So you ready to push through this Tuesday today?
Of course.
I think we got some powerful nuggets that are going to be blown out today.
All of us to learn.
Absolutely. And guys, guess what? As you know, one of the great things we have in our help centers is we are taught to use faith. We're taught to use faith with God. And one thing about the pursuit of success, even though there are godly principles, it's not always you get some really good examples that remain. And today we have our very, very special guest joining us, parachuting through the glass ceiling, landing on the ground like a ninja, ready to drop some bombs and golden nuggets. It's the one and only Mr. Efe. Good morning, Mr. Efe.
Good morning.
It's a pleasure to have you once again on the show.
Likewise.
Yes, last time you was with us, we was going through some love talk material, right, which was really, really powerful. Yeah, we had some very powerful comments from that. Yeah, even to today, it's online. People are like, I needed that. And it's great because you're an assistant in our help center, and you've done the time. God has preserved you all this time, and God has been able to trust you with things as a servant of God, and you're still with us. You haven't gone crazy, right? So I know you're fully ready for today, right?
Yes, I am. I'll try to.
How was it getting here this morning?
No, it was smooth. It took me about a bit more than an hour, about an hour 20 minutes.
Wow. This is
I think there's roadworks on M24, or there was.
I didn't use the M24. Okay. I used the A2.
Okay. So you cruised in today. Yes, fantastic. And I can see you're ready to fire. All right. I know you've been waiting for this moment, and we've been waiting as well.
I'm excited.
Excellent. So look, guys, this is how it's going to be going down today. It is Pursuit of Success Tuesday. Literally, we're going to give you a few things to think about. We're going to be asking some questions to Mr. Efe. I know some of you go to work at 9 o'clock. So we're going to get quite a considerable amount out of it before then. And after that, Mr. Efe is going to give us the 7 keys. The 7 keys to be trusted with God's success and remain. All right? That's it. It's not just to have success, but for God to trust us as well. All right? And remain. So it's going to be really powerful today. So let's have a look, see what's happening inside the live chat today. All right? So we're going in there. Oh my gosh, the chat's been popping off. Kat, the chat's been popping off.
Oh dear.
Yeah, I mean that's a good thing. We love the chat popping off, right? Kat, it's a wholesome thing.
Yeah.
But it's like it's I Anyway, let's get into it. All right, so we have Neo Priscilla saying, okay, that's aiming at the previous program. We have Pauline, Miss Pauline. Good morning, Miss Pauline from Edmonton. Saying, yes, since last month, I've been taking part of the workers' prayer. Okay, I think this is for the other program. I'm trying to find my place here. Here we go, BFS.
Pauline.
Which one?
Was Pauline.
It was Pauline. Oh, is it? Okay, so
I think it was Mark.
wait a second. Last month was my first month back to work from maternity leave, and I exceeded my target and had the highest.
You're reading someone else's.
That's okay. Prosperity with God,
Pauline
right?
is above her.
Above which one?
Dolores.
Dolores below her.
Above.
Okay, so is this clearer?
Oh dear.
Let me wait 1 second. Yeah, so let me because I'm trying to find my place. I'm trying to.
Because I've got it.
Hang on, wait. I think I got Ursula in Finsbury Park, and she says, "Good morning, BFS."
It's above that. Above that is Dolores, and above Dolores is Pauline.
Okay.
Do you see that?
Yeah, I see Pauline, but I'm like, All right, let me just go. Okay, I got it. I got it, Karen. I got it. You're awesome.
The age difference.
Why you have to keep bringing up age? This generation. So Pauline says, good morning, breakfast family. I'm in the house. Blessings going out to all the listeners. Have a great day. That's how we get started. We have Dolores in Nottingham, I believe.
That's from the previous program.
Okay.
And that's Ursula.
And then Ursula, then it's Finsbury Park. Okay.
Yeah,
so good morning, BFS crew and everyone. I hope all have a blessed and productive day. I know I will. That's the spirit. We have David, Mr. Stamford Hill, saying good morning, BSF. Hope everyone has a blessed day. Tavares over in France says good morning, Breakfast Show family. And she's sending the hearts to chew. The heart. We receive it right now. All right, as well as Tavares, we have also Pamela over in Botswana saying top of the morning, Breakfast Show family. I pray that you have an amazing day. Thank you so much, Pamela. You are awesome. We have Ava saying the patriarch. It's, you know when we have those soldiers that have been with us for a long time, you know what I mean? You just like... So here, saying good morning, family. Good morning to you, Miss Ava. You're a Breakfast Show faithful. Yes, you are. I say Ava. All right. Then we have Therese from Croydon, our UTF soldier, saying, good morning, sir. Croydon UTF. Good and faithful soldier. Good and faithful. Keep it up. Keep it up.
Does UTF have any music? Like any music videos? Or
do we have any? So far, we've done mainly dances and a drama. Okay. But I think we're going to work on it.
Yeah,
I'll give him that task.
Like a music video.
Yeah.
Isn't Aqua in the helping in the UTF?
Who's Aqua?
Aqua.
Who's that?
I don't know, from Croydon. Aqua from Croydon? Someone said Aqua from Croydon, UTF is here.
Yeah. I believe they're telling Aquia.
Oh, okay.
Aquia. Yeah, it's not Aqua.
My bad.
Aqua's a song group, the music group in the 90s.
Aqua is water.
Is water.
Yeah. Aquia, from what I understand, she's a well-known, like a very good rapper, something like that.
I have no idea. Might
be wrong, but yeah.
All right, we have Seema over there in, Seema says, I think that's in Botswana, South Africa, saying, good morning, BSM, SF fam. Jade from Wolverhampton. Jade is in the house, Mr. Efe. Jade, wow. I'm telling you, back in the day, we used to be in VYG together. You're awesome, Jade. Saying, what a good breakfast show family. Absolutely. Neil Priscilla says, I'm about to have a good day. No matter what they say, I'm about to have a good day. In every single way, God who made the universe calls me by my name. So it's a good day. Na. Love it. Love it. But Sana says, hey, breakfast show fam, let's have a good day. Neo Priscilla says, good morning. We got Mark in the house, another UTF soldier in court. UTF are coming out.
Yeah.
It's my people that
Wait, are they on holiday now?
You know what? I think they're getting ready for school, and they just pop by quickly. And I think,
that's cute.
And they're also watching Be Inspired, which is good.
Yes.
Yeah. So I told them, what did you learn? Then the channel went quiet.
You're the UTF teacher, isn't it?
Yes. All right, soldiers. Then we have Therese saying, good morning, sir. I have a great day. Thank you, Therese. Yeah, they call me sir. It's different to VYG and UTF. They're like, what happens in school?
Assistant?
Huh?
Why not assistant?
I don't know.
It has to be sir.
Because it's senor, isn't it? And I think it's the Portuguese. In Portuguese, you refer to the senior as senor.
Yeah.
Donna or senor.
About school.
It's a school, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Hello, sir. So at first I was like, I don't know how to. Every time you get a new group, like how do I?
Do you take attendance or something? Everyone says yes, sir. Here, sir.
No.
Sorry, sir.
Yeah.
Sorry, sir.
I think I just.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
But you know what? When I went to my son's school, and they started telling him to call the teachers by name, I was like, no.
Imagine.
Call your teacher by name. Like, hello, Kim. Call your teacher by the name. No. Some people might say, oh, you're old-fashioned. No. It's respect, right, Mr. Efe? I'm not being too radical, am I, by saying that?
No, not at all.
No.
I think I really think respect and some fundamentals of life will not change.
They're trying to change it.
But what's happening? But you can see the result.
Yeah, it's true. Isn't it? Look what's happening on the streets. Look in the classrooms. Oh my days.
True.
So, sir, miss. I even call their teachers miss and sir when I go to school. Yeah.
You know, in CBC, I find it so weird when a teacher calls me miss.
Really?
Oh, miss, can you bring me this?
Oh yeah, I saw Kathleen in the CBT
It's
the
so
other day.
weird. It's so strange.
It's
I'm not used to it.
Yeah, but as the occasion demands, so we
Yeah.
are. Refilway is here as well, saying good morning, everybody. We're gonna straight up have a good day. Joel, a beat. Joel. Anyone know who Joel is? Nah, Joe, I'd love to know where you're coming from, where you're communicating from this morning. We have Anonymous ending 513 saying, good morning, BSF. Have a blessed day, all. Dominic and Kyla. Good morning, Dominic and Kyla from Hackney. Kat, I think they're becoming. No, it's becoming a breakfast show faithful.
I still don't understand where that sound comes from.
Like, it's you know how we do. All right. Also, we have so Dominic and Kyla are becoming breakfast show faithfuls by the looks of it. And Neo says, I'm so sorry. I'm much in love with the vibes of the breakfast show song. I wish this comments could have that thing. You get it? That sound of a song, sort of typed lyrics, sings out. I don't know. I think she's just enjoying the music, Kat. Yeah. You process that. I don't know. I'm just like, yeah. All right, guys. So look, the day is literally starting. We're going to be going into it because I know some of you have work at 9. When we come back, we're going to be just asking a few questions to one and only Mr. Efe. All right. And we're also going to give you a question to think about. All right. And then later on, he's going to give us the 7 keys. So don't go anywhere. As Refilway says, oh, sorry, it was Neo. Yeah. As Neo says, enjoy the music. Enjoy the breakfast show vibe. We're starting the morning and we are wide awake and alive. So don't miss a beat. Tell your friends and make sure you tap in the app using your feet. I just thought I'd try. We'll be right back after this song. All right, good morning to you, Breakfast Show faithfuls. Okay, so today we're working it, we're getting this show on the road and we're kicking off. If you've just joined us, we're here with the Breakfast Show. We're here each day, weekdays from 8 all the way till 10 o'clock with some good music, good vibes, and this is your show, so we love it when you all communicate with us here in the live studio. If you would like to communicate with us, send answers, send pictures. Maybe you want to share what your breakfast looks like this morning because you worked on it so diligently and you're impressed by the way it looks. You just have pleasure in that. Feel free to send it through to us on the Breakfast Show WhatsApp line. That's on your screen right now. What's the number, Kat?
It is +44 75 79 79 6845.
So, Kat, I think you got nasally right there. You have to do it again. Like,
I think it's a part of the style.
Yeah. Oh, it's the swag.
6845.
Let's hear it again, Kat.
+44 75 79 79 6845.
All right, guys, that's the Breakfast Show WhatsApp line. It uses the WhatsApp platform so that wherever you are on the planet, you can connect with us here in the studios and have your voice heard around the world. So send your pictures, send your voice notes up maximum 30 seconds, and anything you'd like to share. We're going to come up with a what if question in just a moment. We have the one only Mr. Efe who's with us here today. He's going to be dropping some golden bars. That's your camera right there.
Yes.
Booyah Shaka. We have the one only Dr. Shad who's here. He's ready, gleaning the wisdom as well that we're going to be receiving today. And obviously the one only Kathleen, the lady of sound. But right now it's that time of the show. If you was connected to be inspired, started. I know it blessed you and Prospering with God just before the program started. But now we're going to be continuing our 21-day purpose as we're looking at the 21 Days John Challenge with Bishop Renato. Let's get into this. All right, guys. So it really is that time, as you know, as we've been following this for the past couple of days, that you needed to have meditated on the book of John. Have you read this book, Mr. Efe? Have you gone through it?
Yes, I have.
How many times?
If I'm correct, it's once.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think everyone goes through this book at one time, and definitely it's really powerful. It really breaks things down for us. So yesterday was on number 8, and we saw how Jesus was radical with the scribes and Pharisees, like using all the curse words, insults that Bishop spotted, which was really, really powerful yesterday. And today we would have covered John chapter 9. And the headings that he put here was a man born blind receives his sight, the Pharisees excommunicated the healed man, true vision and true blindness.
Those are the subtitles of the...
Yeah, those are the subtitles. Those are the bits that would have been covered in John chapter 9. And Bishop Renato goes on to say here today, he says, Jesus, the troublemaker. It says, fresh from the confrontation in the previous chapter, here goes Jesus picking another fight with the Pharisees. He decided to heal someone on the Sabbath again. Not even death threats intimidated him. This is the Jesus in whom I believe. Brave, courageous, fearless, and troublesome for the religious people. He came to change the status quo. Bishop continues, it's impossible to know the real Jesus and not have your beliefs and traditions shaken to the core. But the healing of the blind man began with a stupid question asked by the disciples. Who sinned, this man or his parents, that he was born blind? It was a stupid question because how could the man have sinned before he was born? Note that the question originated from religious beliefs. Isn't it religion that blames people's sins for their problems, sentencing them to suffer as a form of punishment without resolution? If you've read from chapter 1 up until here, but haven't yet understood this, then understand this once and for all. Religion blinds people. Faith in Jesus opens their minds. We see yet another flaw of religion in this chapter. The submission of the blind man's parents to religious leaders for fear of being excommunicated from the synagogue. Not even the healing of their own son broke the yoke of religion. What a disgrace. That's how it is with many who are enslaved by the religion of this world. They are blind indeed. It's great to see the progress of that blind man's faith. He began without knowing who Jesus was, and still he was healed. This goes to prove that you don't need to know God to receive a miracle. You just need to believe and obey. But a miracle received doesn't mean that you've received salvation. When the Pharisees asked the blind man who he thought Jesus was, he answered, he is a prophet. He said that because he knew that Jesus was someone of God who did good. Many people also believe that Jesus was a good teacher, a prophet like any other, who taught many good things. But this belief is not enough. This is why Jesus went after the blind man after and had been promoted with an excommunication from the synagogue and revealed himself to the man as the Savior. The blind man immediately knelt down and believed in him. He was saved. This is how your faith should progress as well. Perhaps you don't even know who Jesus is. Perhaps you've heard about him and know that he was someone very good, but you haven't yet knelt down before him. You don't yet believe that he is who he says he is. This kneeling is much more than literal. It means living your life in complete submission to him, breaking away from religion, and living out an intelligent faith every day. Do you believe? Absolutely fantastic. And I think this is the biggest problem or the biggest challenge in the religious world, right? you have people who do so many different things, right? There are people, there are faiths that quote Jesus is this, quote Jesus is that, even contending with the Christian faith, right? I'm sure you're familiar with that. But they don't see Jesus as God, right? They believe that they could be good people, but they don't see Jesus as God. Yeah, Jesus was a good man. He was a good storyteller. And even in the Christian faith, people look at the miracles they receive through Jesus and have their faith in that, but they haven't knelt down and surrendered to Jesus as God. And therefore, the person hasn't had an encounter to become a witness of Jesus. They're just someone who have received blessings for him, like the crippled man, right, Mr. Efe?
Yes, true. We need to be witnesses of God, and it's different. It's very different. To be a witness is when you've really experienced the power of God, filled with his presence, then you are a witness. But when you receive the blessing, it doesn't necessarily mean that you are a witness. And I guess there's the purpose that we are in at this moment.
Absolutely.
For each one of us to be witnesses of God.
Absolutely. And also to remain as a witness, right?
Yes.
Because we could have been a witness a long time, and God says, no one can ever snatch us out of his hand. But we were a witness many years ago. But guess what? We can step away from pursuing the face of God, right?
Yes.
And lose sight of what was revealed to us.
Yeah, I think with that, the secret is always it's intelligent faith. And one of the things I will say in intelligent faith is to examine ourselves every day to see where we are falling short, and make sure we are in line.
Yeah.
And don't allow that slip. And it's a daily exercise because it's we are in a spiritual battle. So that's how it is to remain a witness. So every day, it's not about what you feel, but how are you in the faith? Examine yourself with the Word of God. That's why it's important for us to read the Word of God daily, to acquaint ourselves with the principles of God, the values of God. Then we make sure we are aligned. And when we are slipping away, which we are all sinners, we all make mistakes, and sometimes it's not even about right and wrong, but it's about what God wants.
That's right.
Then
I love that.
Make sure we align ourselves. So it's a daily exercise. And once we realize this and we adopt this habit, then it's a marathon. We will continue till the end.
That's it. I love it. And I like what Mr. Efe said, that we remain aligned. We position ourselves to remain looking at God. We keep ourselves. God is always after us, but it's us that turns away. Exactly. So the true witness remains witnessing, keeping an eye on God, doing the things that keep us before the face of God. Powerful, right?
Yeah. Do you know the irony about all of this that happened, this situation with Jesus breaking the Sabbath? In the Bible, it doesn't actually define what it means to break the Sabbath. It was the Pharisees who decided this was this and this and this was breaking the Sabbath. So if you read the Bible, you won't actually find the definition. Wow. And what happened is that they took their eyes away from God. They only relied on the direction of the Pharisees, to the point now where the Pharisees had become, in some degree, their God.
That's
and
true.
So much so that, look, even the parents, imagine seeing your own son healed.
Yeah.
But then you've made, the man who you know what I mean? Like,
that's right.
So much so that now you can't even recognize.
A miracle.
Yeah.
Something impossible. This anguish he was going through for so many years.
Yeah.
Something extraordinary happens that only God can do.
And you see that time and time again. For example, when Jesus healed the 10 lepers, only one came back.
Yeah.
Even if you read on the day of Pentecost, only 120 remained.
Yeah.
But how many people were healed throughout the ministry of Jesus?
That's right.
How many people, feeding the 5,000? The 5,000 weren't there. And so you see that time and time again, even this idea of like people being healed, people seeing the power of God. When Jesus went to Galilee, we learned, I think it was on John 2 or John 3, when we was going through it, that Jesus went to Samaria. He didn't perform a single miracle. He, evangelized with the people there. When he went back to Galilee, they heard all the miracles he had done before, turning water into wine. So they held a great feast for him. But still, they weren't there on the day of Pentecost. They weren't there when Jesus was being crucified. They weren't. But they knew about him so much that when he would come to Galilee, they would hold a massive feast, a massive banquet, they knew him. They knew who he was.
So Pentecost was the day those who were present were those who recognized him as God.
Yeah.
Who were seeking him to know his face, to know his person as God. However, all those people who received a miracle received a miracle from either a prophet or a great healer. And that's the division even inside the church, even inside the house of God. So guys, look, this is really powerful because this is the 21 days for the Holy Spirit. And if we're not careful, like what's just been shared with us now, we could be in tuned and convicted of the person on the altar, the environment, the religious name, the religious group, or even our friends in that religious environment. But we are not compelled and seeking and have an interest in the God, the Lord Jesus Christ, who we find in spirit and in truth, but we have to search for him. We have to seek after him. So we still got, this is day 9 of the 21 days fast of Daniel. Let's believe, let's seek to know who Jesus is. All right, doesn't matter where we're coming from, doesn't matter how much we know. Like this man, Jesus was intent to chase after him and to do you know who I am? And to make it clear, I'm God, I'm with you. And for sure, that man's life was never the same since. I pray that you guys, we all have a renewed day of Pentecost during this 21 days. All right, guys, let's keep it going.
Yeah.
Let's keep it going. All right, guys. So look, this is your breakfast show. That's day 9. Well, tomorrow we're going to have day 10 of the 21 Days John Challenge. I hope you're enjoying the show this morning. Let's keep it live. Let's keep it locked onto Liberty. Wake everybody else up. We're going to take a very short time out, and then we're going to start going into a nice interview with the one and only Mr. Efe this morning, as we're going to be talking about being God able to trust us with his success, all right, and remaining. All right, let's keep it going. Kat, what song you got for us?
I have Following Jesus by Edem, Evangelist, and Mary Sue.
Okay, that sounds good. By the way, I've got a question for them, don't we?
I'm not prepared yet.
Yeah, okay, no worries. Okay, when we come back, we're going to have a question for you guys, because this is Pursue 6 Tuesday, and we want to have an idea of what's going in your grey matter between your ears. Oof. Yeah, like that. It's your breakfast show, guys. We'll be right back in just a moment right after this. Hey, just a quick interruption. I know you're enjoying the show, but don't forget, if you haven't already, robustly smash the like and subscribe button. Do it now! Do it now! All right, guys, we're going to have a good day. That good day. That's the mantra of the breakfast show. I'm your host, Robert Ashitey, robust presenter. And guess what? As you know, we have the table of justice full today with Mr. Efe. We've got Dr. Shad, but also Kathleen, the lady of sound, but also parachuting in, we have the one only, the dynamic assassin. It's the one and only Sabrina Durant. Good morning, Sabrina. How you doing, girl?
I'm good, thank you.
You was fresh and good in the morning.
Yeah, because I'm a morning person. That's
You're
why.
you know we love morning people on the breakfast show. Ain't that right, cats?
Oh.
All right, guys. Look, if you've just joined us, we're here today, and look, we have our special guest on the Pursuit of Success Tuesday today. It's Mr. Efe who's joined us, and today's theme, we're looking at something really, really, really important. He's going to give us 7 keys to be trusted with God's success. All right, and remain, because sometimes it's so easy that, like we just heard in the John part, that people can get blessed and receive answers from God, but guess what? They don't remain with Jesus. And you got that look in your eyes like, yeah, we've seen some casualties in it, Sabrina.
Yeah.
We see some stuff. And so we're going to really need to get these keys from you. So we're going to start asking Mr. Efe a few questions. But as we're going to be asking some questions, we want to pose you a question, listeners, for you to answer us as the show continues. All right. So we've got a question. Kat?
Yep.
What question do we have there for the listeners?
The question is, if you were offered £1 million and a choice of whether to receive it over 4 years or a lump sum, which would you choose and why?
All right, guys. So if you were offered £1 million and you've had a choice to receive it over 4 years or as a lump sum, which would you choose and why? That's the question we're asking. We have already some answers from those of us who are on our Breakfast Show broadcast, and I like this one because I'm curious to see Mr. Efe's assumptions of the different responses we're going to get. Pamela in Botswana says, I'd say a lump sum, champ, because it provides more control over my funds, allowing me to spend or invest them whenever and however I want. And also because a lump sum payment provides immediate access to the money, which may be helpful in case of emergencies or unexpected expenses. Interesting. We have Lucky over in South Africa station.
Looks like that million will go down.
I saw the look in your eyes. Unexpected expenses. Lucky South Africa says, hello everyone. I would like to receive it over 4 years because once I will misuse it since I like to dress up on point always.
Oh my.
She's like, I don't trust myself. Okay, that's interesting, Lucky. Thank you so much for that.
Level of self-awareness.
Which one?
As in, it's good that she knows herself.
She knows herself. Yeah. Mitigate situation. Also, we have another. Okay, let me let it go. Okay, so we got these ones coming. And Sabrina, what would you do?
Like Lucky, I would probably get it over 4 years.
Over 4 years.
Yeah, and because I know myself as well. Like I'll probably just want to buy this and buy that and buy everything because it's a lot of money as well. 4 million is a lot of money. So even just having 1 million.
No, it's 1 million. So you'll get it over 250. 200,
oh, is it?
Yeah.
250,000,
250,000, 250,000
okay,
over 4 years.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I can work with that. Yeah, because I know myself anyway. I know myself. It will be too much.
Interesting, Mr. Efe. Yeah? What are your thoughts on that?
No, I would say it depends on the person. It depends on the state of the financial state of the person and the investment profile of the person. Investment and risk profile of the individual. So it's not a direct answer. Yeah. So it just depends. So basically, if I need $1 million to invest in a business venture, then I will want the $1 million. But if I don't know yet, and I will want to keep it over 4 years and make sure
it's risky, isn't it?
Yes.
That's what I was thinking as well. Because in my head, I would take the lump sum. Because
do what?
Well, I would put maybe 30 to 40% on like something like an S&P.
What would you get, the lump sum or?
Lump sum.
Okay.
So 30 to 40% on an S&P. Then I'd put maybe another 30% on properties, and then I would want to take some sort of like 10 or a few different high risk investments.
Okay.
Where just
so you know where. So you pretty much know where it's gonna go. Because I mean, we know you talk the talk, right? But unless you've broken it down,
I still have an iPhone 6.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Like I'm happy. Like I know myself enough to know that I generally am okay with this. So, and it's in good condition.
Okay. So let's keep them coming. All right. Like we said, it's a lot of what happens up here, right? Depending on who you are and knowing yourself, like Pamela really pointed out and shared with us over in Botswana. All right, guys. So as you keep the answers coming, feel free to message us on the Breakfast Show WhatsApp line. Keep the conversation going. But right now, we're going to turn over to Mr. Efe. All right, because today's theme is a really powerful theme about 7 keys to be trusted with God's success, to be trusted. So it's not even just to have success, it's not even, but to be trusted with God's success, because then God can give you anything, right? So Mr. Efe, it's a pleasure to have you with us on the show today.
Likewise, as always.
It's always a pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Mr. Efe, so we have a few questions for you, all right? Because this is your breakfast show, so we don't do testimonies like we normally see them. We kind of switch it up a little bit here on the show. And just to give you an idea, guys, so Mr. Efe, he's an assistant in our help center here in Finsbury Park. How long have you been serving as an assistant?
About, I would say, going to 29 years.
29 years. Yes, beautiful.
Yeah.
Almost 3 decades. God keep you going. God keep you going. And okay, and also Sabrina's here as well, right? So it's great to have you with us as well. I feel like this is the old school crew. Like we got old school VYG.
Yes,
we got the old school, the more mature ones. It's good. It's good. I love it. I'm so happy to be here. So Mr. Efe, first question. All right. So give us an idea of what God has trusted you with so far.
Well, I would say we have different companies now, employing different people and handling huge assets in different, quite significant amount of assets. So, which is a big responsibility, because it's not just when you are an entrepreneur running a business, it's a huge responsibility. You have to have the right makeup for it, because it's not just, you don't just worry about one tax, you worry about so many taxes to pay.
Oh, wow.
And you worry about meeting all your expenses. They couldn't. Basically, you are responsible of people as well. You know what I mean? Families as well.
Wow.
So it's a huge responsibility.
Yeah, because many people just literally say they want to have this. They, oh God, give me, and I will definitely, be able to build a church or da-da-da. But there's a lot that comes with that, right? Feel free to jump in for a question anytime, Sabrina.
Yeah,
exactly. There's a lot. You have to have the right mental strength, the right character. And for us, thank God we have God, because that's who we depend on, and that has been our sustenance over the years.
Powerful. So you obviously you've got many your assets that you're managing, that you're taking care of, businesses that you're responsible for, people's wages that you pay. God has put a lot into your hands, right now, and that's what we're talking about today in 2024. However, when you came to God, what did you start off with?
Well, I had debts when I came.
Debts.
Yes. When I was young, I just completed university then.
Okay, so you're in your early 20s?
Yes. So, to be honest, I just wanted just some peace and a job, But over the years, I see God has really transformed my life, my family, my business, and it's amazing. It's amazing.
That's powerful. So you came with debt.
Yeah.
You didn't have any expectation of God trusting you with anything.
No.
Wow. That shows anything is possible, right? I mean, just in saying that, we're in 2024. Would you say the opportunities are still the same as? Because someone might say, okay, it was a different time. Would you say the opportunities that we have now, there's less opportunity or more from those times?
I think there are always opportunities. I think you just need to know what value, which we will talk more about, what value you can add in people's lives. And I believe everyone has a talent, everyone has a God-given talent, because sometimes some people, they tend to follow. They tend to say, oh, maybe Sabrina is doing so well in interior design, so I want to be like Sabrina. Then the next day they hear, oh, maybe Shad is not an investment analyst. They want to be like Shad. So, but that's not it. There are opportunities, various opportunities, because if you go by following what people are doing, not finding your own talent, then you will not be able to remain. You will not be able to stay the course. You need to find your giving. And I believe that's God-given, because God created us differently. God created us to work within a team, to work in unity. If you look at it, when you look at the way God worked, it's always teamwork. And no one person has everything. So when you realize your niche, then you will excel.
Success can follow.
Success will follow, because there are many opportunities, and there are always opportunities for that, because no one can do everything.
That's true.
It means there is always somebody looking for a service. And when you provide a service, you are remunerated for it. And the better you are in providing the service, the more you are required for the service. Then it now goes on to scaling up the service, being able to multiply that service with technology, with people, with an institution. So then that's how much, that's how far you can go, depending on how far you want to take it.
Wow, beautiful. So that means there's opportunity for everyone. Even as you're saying that now, because many times everybody wants to chase the next big thing. Now we have social media. We have social media showing so many different opportunities, right? You have influencing people and things that they can do. And nowadays, I would say, I think you would agree with this, Sabrina, that a lot of people are no longer chasing their talent, but they're chasing the money.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, that's what I've noticed, especially with the generation that's coming up. Especially as well, like having a son who's 18, and I see in him as well, like he's just like, I want to make money. But it's like, what are you good at? What can you do? You know. So it's just it's following the crowd, seeing what everybody else is doing. That's what's kind of like driving them. So yeah. And
I think if that's driving the person, so they risk reaching what they want, which is tangible money. But how big is the risk of no satisfaction?
No satisfaction. In fact, there's a Bible verse, which obviously when the keys I'm going to also speak about, touch on, but it says here, thou set thy eyes upon that which is not, for riches certainly make themselves wings. They fly away as an eagle toward heaven.
Wow.
So when you set yourself, so it's Proverbs 23 verse 5. I'm reading from the King James Version.
Yeah.
When you set yourself to when you have your eyes on riches, you don't even see your talent anymore.
They literally fly away.
Basically.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a beautiful passage, right? Imagine how old's the Bible? You know what I mean?
And Proverbs was written by one of the most successful people in history.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
So a lot of people make that mistake, and that's why a lot of people fail.
Wow, that's painful. Then we have another thing here. I got another question. It says, so what fundamentals do you believe helped you to get started on this journey?
Well, when I started the church, I didn't really believe much in myself. I didn't believe much in myself at all. But when I heard about the greatness of God, how huge God is, how big God is, the creator of the universe, I thought to myself, wow, I want to be a partner of this God. And we're in the 21 days now. I heard that God would like to live inside us. God wants to live inside us, and it's a promise of God, and without His Spirit we will not be of God. Then I put everything aside to seek His Spirit, because I said, look, I want God, I want everything.
So let me understand. So a time when you came with nothing, I believe your life got better. At that stage, you saw some answers from God. You're hearing something like the 21 days that we're in now, and you say, you know what? The preaching, the message made you understand the concept of how great God is, and that He wants to live inside of you.
Exactly.
That impressed you.
That impressed me, yes. That really impressed me, and I decided that, look, I'm going to do everything I can to be in partnership with God, to really, give myself to God, which I realized that I had many shortcomings. So that was, I trusted that God is faithful, God is great, He's mighty, He's huge. Then I now realized, no, I have shortcomings, and I have to continue seeking to get closer to God. And
powerful. So this understanding, okay, you know what, I want this, cause you to self-reflect.
Exactly.
Cause you to because usually what happens is when we're in faith or we've been religious, we just want to go, have. But what the Holy Spirit made you do was to look and reflect within yourself. And I believe God even spoke to you and showed you things that you needed to work on, that He needed to help you with.
Yes. And thank God, because I quickly, by the grace of God, I quickly got that mindset when I started, and everything. Then I received the Holy Spirit. Then my mentality totally transformed in the sense of who God is, and since then it's been like that. The way of God is really my compass. Is really what guides me in everything I do. So my mentors are people in the Bible. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this is how it has been.
So it looks like from Scripture you have everything you need. Everything.
That's why
the secrets are there.
That's why my eyes popped open when you say, why is it that I just can't understand why people give up. Because you can't find a treasure and give up on the treasure. It doesn't make sense. We may fall short sometimes, but however, to just give up on the treasure. So I wonder if they ever found a treasure.
It's true.
That's the truth. Because as you rightly said, most of the time we get gifts from God. I should say gifts from God, blessings. But it doesn't mean we found God.
Yeah.
So when you find God, you just cannot leave God.
I love it.
Yeah. I had it's a bit, but the question was, how do you deal with, especially in your financials, when you have like setbacks or delays, or you just feel like things are not moving forward, where you're like in a desert period and it's like, okay, this doesn't make sense. So how do I deal with that? Yeah.
Yes, indeed. There are things that happen in your finances and in your life that you don't understand. That's where you realize that his thoughts are higher than our thoughts and his ways are higher than our ways. What I do, I just ask more. I just put it more to God and trust God and continue asking God for direction and making sure that, really praying about the situation until I see. And most of the time, those setbacks you learn from them. You really learn from the setbacks. That's the truth. We all don't want setbacks. Our flesh does. But if I'm honest anyway, personally speaking, I learned more when I had setbacks. I got closer to God. I saw the greatness of God. I always say sometimes I've seen the devil, not physically obviously, and I've seen God, again not physically, but I've seen that God always prevail. And to see the devil means the setbacks that sometimes you don't understand, but when you see God prevail, it's such a great thing. It's so marvelous that you are in awe.
I think that's what it is, right? I think it's like what you said, when you see the glory of God, you won't see the glory of God unless there's a setback. Because if things were just always on the increase, I think that's when human beings will become lazy, right? And we stop, like what you said earlier, pursuing the glory of God. So from what you're saying to me, it's a case of these setbacks make me stop, make me reflect, make me analyze, like in the beginning, and then obviously present to God, and there's nothing I can do, so I invest myself in God and wait for his revelation, or I manage things expecting his revelation, his instruction. Right?
That's correct. So we need to trust in the character of God.
I love that.
God is a God of character. God does not change. So irrespective of the challenges we go through, that's where trust comes in. We have to trust in the character of God and know that, no, I may be going through this, but God is God. There is no evil in God. There is something that I was thinking about recently, reading the Bible. I was thinking that God, if you think about it, God requests the best from us. In the Old Testament, you will see God requests offerings without defect. No defect. Think about it. What does that show? It shows there is no evil in God. There is no defect in God. So if my life is an offering through the Lord Jesus Christ, who has made me perfect, I cannot accept defect in my life. I have to fight. Yes, because we live in a fallen world, there will be problems, there will be sickness, but I will die fighting. Because
I love it.
Because I trust in the character of God. And I know even that defect, if God allows it, it's for good. But still, I will not accept it, because we see in the Bible shows us that God allows defect for our good, if you think about it. For our good. But that is because we are fallen beings, like in the case of Paul, because the extent of what Apostle Paul had seen, God allowed that messenger of Satan for his own good, not because God wanted it, but that God saw because of the nature of man, because we are living in a fallen world. But so as we that are in the faith, we cannot accept to understand there is no evil in God. So everything will work out for our good, even when we face challenges. So that's the faith, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So even in the challenges, we tend to know our character better.
Yeah.
We tend to know our trust for God better.
True.
And we learn better as well.
True. That's powerful. That answered the question.
Yeah. Yes, and more.
So let's pass through. We've got some comments here. Sorry, I had issues with my iPad here, so I wasn't seeing people communicate. We had a comment here from Ambien Bola T. Linda here from Catford. Okay, this is something about the question, so not to lose the flow. She says, I respect of your winning £1 million. Better to take lump sum now and set up arrangement to give it out to you. Be careful for what happens if one die before end of 4 years.
That's just fear.
That's just anxiety.
Yeah, I'm gonna die. I might die, so let me just get it all now.
Diana and Damari from Tooten says it's a bit low. Volume is a bit low. Paul from Plus says lump. Okay, this is the answer. Sorry. But it says lump sum, please. I will do as Dr. Shad. Some of saving, some investing, but I would also help my children get to on the property ladder. Abibola says from full lump. Okay, sorry, this is going deep into that question, which is fine. From the full lump sum, you can set up investment to give out regular shared income, either monthly or yearly, and the original keep growing in wealth. Best of both worlds. Okay, she has quite an interesting few
That's
ideas
dividends,
there.
isn't it?
Dividends, yeah. Sinead says, good morning, Miss Trendy. Great to have you with us. Then we have Ursula's on fire. They're listening. Pamela's like profound, Mr. Efe. Yeah, they're taking it in. Anonymous ending 654 says, just seeing these messages again. Beautiful. All right. So look, we've got another question here for you, Mr. Efe, and it says like this. Obviously you're a family man. When you came to God, you was married at the time. So for God to trust you with success, what and taking these steps, what role did your wife play? And this is for those single ladies and men out there. This is really important.
My wife played a very supportive role, I would say, in the sense of encouragement, prayers, and willing to you see what a man really is, the home really, it's the wife makes the home. That's the honest fact. She has a character that has been able to see us through in different ways. I would say the fear of God, not going by the trend. She has her own mind in God.
Love it.
So whatever happens, she this is what I've seen with her, and it's really nice. And sometimes, she with all of us.
It's my wife.
At least it's once a day now, isn't it?
Sorry, Miss Efe.
It's okay. So whatever happens, she takes to God. She has her mind. She doesn't follow trends. You know what I mean? And that helped us to have some focus and stability. And also for us to be grounded. You know what I mean? Always not getting carried away with things.
Wow.
Being grounded. And I would say she's really supported in that way.
That's powerful. Because so you say you was more the front runner, but she kind of gave you that stability to be able to run.
Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly. Good counsel, and being sober is very important, especially when because we've done well, you know what I mean. So being sober is very important.
What do you mean by sober? I'm assuming you're not talking about drunk but.
No, sober in the sense that you are not getting overexcited with anything. You're always in control of yourself, of your character, irrespective of what
feelings.
Irrespective of what you have or what the situation you are in, because that can be people can get excited when they are successful, and sometimes when they are going through serious challenges as well. So, but when you are sober, is that you are steadfast. So I would say that she has that sort of character, which is very important, because if you are getting too excited or too emotional, what happens is you can get carried away, or you can easily give up when. But when you are sober, you are ready, because God speaks. But when we are excited with our environment, or when we are or when we are taken away by the challenges,
Yeah.
if we are not sober, God will speak, but we will not hear.
Yeah, absolutely. That's really powerful. And I think having a wife like that, because imagine you're trying to listen to God.
Yes.
Imagine you've got responsibility and you want to hear the voice of God. So you're separating yourself from fear, the fear of what can go wrong, so that you can listen to God. And if she's someone that is highly emotional, she's someone that is giving into her feelings, even though you're fighting to distance yourself so you can hear God, she would be a problem. She would actually disrupt that.
Yeah.
If she wasn't a sober woman.
Exactly.
Wow.
Do you mind if I ask a question, leading off what you said? I've noticed that, like in the UCKG Help Center, and like especially the most successful or the entrepreneurs, people that take that journey, it seems as if their wife is a part of that journey. I've noticed that it's not ever been a
It's never been a solo.
Yeah, I've noticed it's not a case where the husband does it and then he's on his own, or like there's two separate goals. I've noticed that it's more to do with, like, I've seen that in a few times where it seems as if they both work together towards this the same goal. I mean, how would you look? One question is, how would you look for, or what traits would you look for, and how is it something that you would say is important or necessary, that if you want to go down this journey, to find someone who has that goal with you?
The trait you will look for is somebody who is, I think, humble and sincere. Because when we are humble and sincere, I think, I'm sure there are others, but this is what has come to mind as we speak. I think when we are humble and sincere, we are able to reflect on we are able to examine our faith on a daily basis. So when we are humble and sincere, you know, maybe you've wronged me in a way, or I think I'm right. But if I'm humble, I'm ready to take that. Even though I think I'm right, I'm ready to say, no, God, help me here. You know, Shad is unhappy with me. I think I'm right. So you put everything to God, and you now also look at the Word of God. How would God deal with this?
Yeah.
Because the problem sometimes I think we encounter is we go with our feeling. But the Word of God is what we should go by, irrespective of our feeling. So when a person is humble and sincere, you are always realizing that God is on the throne. Even when you face injustice, you realize, no, God is on the throne. I'm not going to, I believe, I trust God. So you take it to God. So when you have a wife like that, who is humble and sincere, then the person is willing to learn, because they will always take things to God. They will not say, it's my way, I do it this way. You know, they will not, they take everything to God. When people say, oh, this, you have you know, when people even accuse you of things, you try and say, okay, is this true or not? And you take it to God. And the good thing about the Holy Spirit is, you know, for me, when I go through different things, when I'm confused, when I just remember that, no, I have God, I have the Holy Spirit, I just now know that it's all well, because I know I can take it to God. And when you take it to God, honestly, when you are humble and sincere, God will deal with it. God will change it. And that's what it is.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
I can see you got that look of confidence in your face.
No, it's good. Yeah.
Guys, we have a comment here from Refilaway over in Botswana saying, being sober-minded, profound. I've seen this drunk mindset in new money kind of people who get crazy with their achievements. They become proud and look at everyone as peasants. It's true. It's true, because their heart's in the money. Jeanette, thank you for that, Refilaway. Jeanette from Nottingham says, sometimes you need to get a God-approved wife to succeed in life. I think it's a fundamental, isn't it? Because, because what you're saying is that your journey began, you was able to take the journey because of God. But if you have a wife who's not in the same mindset, who's not in agreement, like Amos says, you can't walk together. So it would have been more of a stumbling block. So what I'm seeing here is the way that your wife positioned herself in her personal relationship with God is what kind of unified for you guys to have, for God to trust you with his success. That is powerful. Men, choose wisely.
It's that metaphor, isn't it, that the Bible talks about? It's like the church can't move, God can't move forward in this world if the church doesn't work along with him.
That's it.
This-
Jesus and the church.
Yeah, the bride and the groom.
Beautiful. We've got we're gonna go for a break in just a moment, but I just want to throw another question out there to Mr. Efe. Oh, we got something here in the live chat. Actually, I don't know if it's a Shad thing. I don't know. Is it okay? Someone put here. Their name is. How do you balance having successful business and serving God?
We'll come to that in the key 7 keys. Yes.
Okay.
So just be patient.
Yeah, be patient. All right.
We're going to come to that.
Okay, we've got another question here, but I think I'm gonna have to get through, knock some of these out before we go to the 7 keys. Yeah. So we have here. Here we go. So when starting out on this journey, what are some of the challenges that you face, i.e. resources, confidence, contacts, mindset, etc.?
When starting out, you face obviously resources is one of them, and also the people to deal with, the network of people to deal with, because you haven't proven yourself, so you have to really prove yourself, which is
I'm gonna take a note of that.
yes, which is a challenge, because no one knows you. So I would say it's a lot easier now.
Yeah.
A lot easier. Things that would have taken me months to do, they take me minutes to do, because I know the right buttons to press, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But previously, when you are not known, who is this? What are you trying to do? So it's tough. So you have to really. That's a very hard part. Everything is difficult there because no one knows you. You don't have a pedigree. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so you have to prove yourself, and resources, and the right team as well. That's in fact, even up to that's a big challenge to date, having the right team, because you can't do anything alone. You need a team with the right vision, with the right mindset to be able to provide the services you provide. So the team as well.
A team with the right mindset.
Yes.
Beautiful. That's beautiful, because sometimes we have an idea that we need people to grow, but who it is important, because even employees, they look at who it is, etc. We've got a comment here. Sorry, read that up for us, please, Dr. Shah.
Samuel, you know Samuel Dankwa?
Yeah.
So Samuel Dankwa says, you never know who you truly are until money comes into your hands. I will advise to take $1 million in installments, so that if it brings out the bad in you, you can change and learn.
That's a good one.
That's a
very
wise man's approach.
All right. By the way, we have a comment here from Sandra. I'm curious to see what Sandra's going to say. She says, "I want the whole $1 million. I'll invest it in properties and shares, and surely it will make more profit in 4 years."
Is that Sandra Lume?
That's Sandra Lume.
I mean, yeah.
I don't know, but like what Mr. Efe was saying. To know what to do, know what to do with what you have. It's easy to say that. We've got a lot of social media that says, ambiguously invest. I remember like when I heard about investing, and I invested in something, and I was like, I'm still waiting for that thing to come alive. It's like, it was like, oh yeah, it's anyway.
Unfortunately, I think nowadays, because it comes especially to us, like. For example, if you're trying to learn something, naturally Google knows, and if Google knows, it will share the information that you're learning.
Yeah.
And so on Instagram, Facebook, I'll get like, for example, people's posts on how to do this or how to go that. And one of the things I've realized is that a lot of it is just a person's personal experience, and they don't understand that the same opportunity isn't available for everyone else out there. And there is a level of, how can I say, I wouldn't say chance, but the thing of, certain specific opportunities are only available to specific individuals, and you can't overlay that, and you can't expect other people to make the similar decisions as you. Okay. And so I think one of the values, I think, especially from one of the things I'm hearing today is that we're being taught how to make good decisions.
Yeah.
And so when our personal opportunities do come, we can just apply the same train of thought to use that well, if that makes sense.
Drop it like it's hot. All right. So also another thing in regards to what you said, Mr. Efe, about you're starting out, no one knows you. You got this talent, you got this bright idea, but no one knows you. You have to prove yourself. And it just came to my mind what he said in Proverbs chapter 22 verse 29. He will stand before kings, He will not stand before obscure men. Okay, but then it goes, do you see a person who is efficient in his work? He will serve kings. He will not stand before, I think, unknown people.
Men.
Unknown men. Yeah. So there's that bit where you, like what you said, you have to prove yourself. You have that blessing, but there's that bit, like the condition that comes off after to be efficient in the work. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Guys, we're going to take a very short time out. We're going to take a short time out just to break things up a bit. We still got the 7 keys to come, all right? And I just got a few more questions to probe Mr. Effie's mind. What about you, Sabrina?
Yeah.
Yeah, are you enjoying yourself right now?
I am.
Just
I'm learning. I'm just receiving all
this is it.
the nuggets.
This is it. Because you know what it is, Mr. Effie? We see, like I said, social media. And social media... it can bark so many things, like Dr. Shad said, the algorithm sends things that you look for. But there are people who take credit for the laws God has constructed. So they're literally, I think you even touched on it before, it's like the secondary food. It's the regurgitated food where people are like putting, if you do this, if you do that. It's hearsay, but they've tapped into God's laws. Because if you practice God's laws, you will see the outcome, right? So, but what we're getting from you today is we're getting it, ordering the source from the source, with our heart and our mind and our faces towards the source, and I think this is what's so important. It's making it so valuable for us. So let's keep it going. Thank you. Sure. Guys, we're going to go for a timeout. Enjoy this amazing song that's coming up. Don't go anywhere. Wake everybody else up because it's your breakfast show and you know how we do. We'll be right back in just a moment, right after this. All right, guys. Trouble. That was a soundtrack from The Chosen. Yep. Everyone's loving The Chosen. I hope you are being able to follow it, especially during the 21 days. Really powerful piece in there, right, Dr. Shad?
Absolutely. And I think the song matches what we were talking about in the book of John today, Jesus the troublemaker.
Indeed, just speak the truth. How fitting.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So look, we're getting into this, guys. Those of you still with us, you're probably at work now with headphones on. It's great having with us here on the show. We've got here a table of justice completely full in there, right, Kat? All right, put up. Everyone just wave to everyone. Yep, we're here. We're live here. It's a Tuesday, Pursue Success Day. If it's not, if you're seeing the word revisit in the corner, that means it's Friday and we're replaying the show. So I'm telling you that in the past, but it's the present for you.
Time and space is relative.
It's relative. All right, guys. So we've got Mr. Effie here, and we've got Sabrina Durant here joining us this morning. As you know, familiar with Durant, Sabrina, she comes with us on the show. And Mr. Effie is joining us, and he's sharing with us some powerful tips today, some powerful tools. And, the whole theme today, as we know, everybody talks about success. There's a lot of conversations on social media about success. Everybody is looking for some form of success, with whether it's wealth, whether it's fame, some type of glory, everybody. But today, the subject that Mr. Effie is sharing with us is 7 keys to be trusted with God's success, because we know it's completely different than secular success. How we are inside is different than secular success. All right, and the outcomes are different as well. Okay, and not only that, but 7 keys to be trusted and remain. So we asked a few questions to Mr. Effie, and he answered them very nicely. Isn't that right, Sabrina?
Yep, he did.
Yeah, I can see Sabrina's like, let's go, let's get going. Come on now. Why the build up? Come on now. All right, and next question I wanted to ask you, Mr. Effie, is so when starting on this. So we know. For God to trust us more, to trust more into our hands, it's step by step, right? Like we asked the question today: if you had £1 million in your hands, okay, that's another situation. But if we're going to build something, it's step by step, right? What types of things did you have to learn to take you to each step?
I will say patience.
Wow,
because we need to be patient and. Seek God's counsel, because we have to realize the mentality we have is not the mentality of the world. The mentality we have is that success is only in God.
Okay, so just repeat that again.
Success is only in God. There is nothing like, because I hear people ask questions, how do you be successful and continue in the faith or continue being a Christian? That question disturbs me because success is in God. You know, there is no success without God. There is no true wealth without God. The oracles of God are the way of life, you know, and today we know science even proves many things that people didn't know then, that were just like laws. But today,
I'm done.
Today science shows that, you know, for example, giving is science shows that giving helps the giver. It's proven now in science. It's proven so many things. Let's not digress. But patience, for example, making sure, because before I was very hasty. And when you do things in haste, because especially us, you know, the church, we're very dynamic. You know, you do a campaign, then you think, wow. You can easily be deceived because at that point, let's say you just finish and somebody brings a bad deal to you. Because you're anxious, you may easily go into the wrong business.
Thank you for that.
So patience is the key. And when you are patient and really seek God, and patience is a discipline, especially when you do it in God, it's a discipline where you are saying, God, you are first. Because your flesh wants to react, especially when you think you know what you're doing. Your flesh wants to react. And I'll give you a typical example of where we need to be patient, because sometimes it takes that you need to be sober, which means you need to be alert to your surroundings, and you need to be patient to say, okay, wait, even when you think you know what to do. Joshua, we all respect Joshua. We are in awe when we hear about Joshua. But when Joshua made a decision without seeking the counsel of God, the people of Israel suffered that consequence for many years.
That's true.
When the Gibeonites, they were there, they say they came from a far country. You know, they made their clothes look old. And Joshua, imagine Joshua, this is something for us to understand, that those of us who are in God, especially in business, we need to be in spirit all the time. Because even though Joshua, a great man of God, has no fault in him in a way, but the Bible says those people, when they came, they said they've come from a far country, want to go into alliance with you, but it was one of the promised land that they were supposed to take. Joshua went into alliance with them.
Wow.
Without seeking the counsel. The Bible actually says, without seeking counsel from God.
Yeah.
That shows us in business, sometimes, especially me, this is one of the something
Things.
I need to work on. I needed to work on.
Yeah.
I still need to work on patience, because when you think you know something, you are quick to react. Only when you think it's a problem, sometimes you go to God. No. Because we are spiritual beings, it's not according to what we see. We have to be always seeking the counsel of God, so we are not deceived. Joshua was deceived, and that caused Israel problems for generations. David had to deal with the problem, because when there was a problem in Israel, David sought God, and God says, it's because of these people. What Saul then did to these people, because Saul now took laws into his hands for the people, and David had to make restitution, and he had to do what the people demanded.
Wow.
Yeah.
So we can get into wrong business dealings without seeking the counsel from God. So we need to be patient. And patient is showing that, no, God, I really put you first. I think I should do this, but I'm going to wait. And it's hard sometimes. It's hard. I'm going to wait. I'm going to seek you first. I'm going to be patient. So always don't make knee-jerk reactions. Always wait. When people put a deal, wait. I always just give it some time. Okay, even when you cannot wait, just pray first. Just give yourself a moment. If you have to make a quick decision, to think in God first. It's a discipline. So that's one of the main things one of the main critical steps.
I think that's a huge one. And you know what you said about the team that you have around you, the family around you. Because sometimes you can have teams members that are close to you. You can have a wife who's close to you, but they want to rush you to do things. They want to get you to make a move there and then. And you're trying to process, you're trying to think, you're trying to consult God. So I think even so, as well as saying that for ourselves, also managing, those who are around us or try to push us to make decisions. To be strong in that is important, right?
Yes, we have to be strong in that. We have to really, really, I think what we have to realize is, as Christians, that we are in a spiritual world, which we will touch on the 7 keys. We're in a spiritual world. So we cannot separate our faith from because we are who we are. And I always say, there's a saying I have that you try to be professional, maybe 9 to 5, you say, okay, no, I'm just a business person between 9 to 5. Although business people, entrepreneurs is 24/7 anyway. But let's say 9 to 5, you say, okay, no, I'm now business. I remove my Christian and I'm business. The devil doesn't know that. The devil works. The devil works 9 to 5. So I feel sorry for people who think, oh no, this business is business, my faith. No, it's not true.
Wow.
If you are really in the front line, you are really on the altar, your faith, your life on the altar is 24/7. There is no, you can't put it in compartments.
Wow. Beautiful. I think that really hit home, right? Sabrina?
Yeah.
Now because I'm doing business, so it's not a God thing anymore. But he's actually the root of it.
Yeah.
He has to be God is the root of it if it doesn't switch off. Another question I have here. Okay, I've got 2 more. Yeah. Next one is, throughout all of this, what was your greatest challenge, past and present?
Ooh.
I would say the greatest challenge is, I touched on it earlier, is having the right team and making sure you do the right deals, because there are deals when I say the right deals with the right people, because I've made mistakes where I went into a transaction with the wrong people and it was just a mess.
Wow.
It's like the devil sent them. It's like the devil incarnate in your imagine having the devil incarnate in your business or in your dealing. So to now, and maybe that was due to not seeking counsel. Maybe that was due to not seeking counsel from the Lord.
Yeah.
As I should have, you know what I mean? Because that sometimes it's a thorn in your flesh that you need to remove. So I would say the team and the people. Yeah.
My sister-in-law, she does compliance.
Okay.
And usually she talks about this, that there are people that they look good on paper. They know how to show a great presentation. Because of her role, she goes and looks deeper into what they do, their past and all that kind of stuff. And she's like, don't. This one's a crook. And she spots these kind of things. So, but that's because that's her role, right? That's what she's good at. So I can imagine, especially when we, like you said earlier, we become anxious. We've just done a purpose on the altar, right? And maybe we don't have like her skill set, or we don't have someone in our team to kind of oversee those things properly, or we just by faith, by maybe there's some signs that shows us we go by faith will work because I did whatever I needed to do on the altar, and our reasoning gets left behind.
Yes.
Right?
So, from the example we gave about Joshua, it doesn't mean if you're of God or you've done something on the altar, you shouldn't still seek counsel from God, because the devil also knows you've done that. So the devil will try, and that is a very critical point where you have to be more focused and careful. Do your due diligence. Maybe that's a part where I failed before as well. Just trusting things the way it appears. But with experience, you have to do so that, because if you get the wrong person, if the devil deceives you and allow you to deal with the wrong person or the wrong team in place, it will take you backwards.
Sabrina, hearing that, what are your thoughts?
No, it's powerful. Like, it's sometimes you kind of like don't think about that. You kind of just think, I've done a purpose, I've done this in faith, and the first thing that comes along is like, this is it, and then you just go. But
some people do that in love life.
Yeah, as well. You can,
some people do that in relationships. Right?
You can kind of put it to anything, isn't it? So most importantly,
powerful.
Patience,
Next question, it says like this. Final one. Through this journey, were you always feeling in faith every day?
No. You don't feel in faith every day, but I think one of the things we cannot let go is trusting God's character. which I touched on before. But you don't feel faith every day. There are days you feel so much faith. You feel you can move a mountain. You can conquer the world. There are days you feel so small. And sometimes it's good because when you feel so small, you remember, no, God is your strength. And you seek God. So the main thing I will say in all this is that we have to just, that trust in God's character, no matter our feelings, no matter our challenges, no matter what we go through, we have to trust in God's character. That's the key. That's the bottom line. So irrespective of how we feel, and pray when you don't feel like. Because the time sometimes when you feel low, you don't feel sometimes like praying. But that's when you should pray. So that it comes with a discipline. That's the intelligent faith, isn't it?
Yeah.
Beautiful. All right. So we've had a lot of wonderful pearls there from this journey. So 7 keys. So we're here for 7 keys for God to trust us with His success and for us to remain.
Exactly. Yes.
Switch up the music, Cat. Let's go to the first one.
So I will say, someone asked the question earlier that how do you stay in the faith? I'll paraphrase. How do you stay in the faith when you are a successful business person or in business? So these keys are the keys I think a Christian should, some of them, there are more, but I will just pick 7 here. First, God is your chairman.
God is your chairman.
Yes. So which means, your commitment to God must remain, trusting in God's character to see us through the journey. You know what I mean? So that's where it comes, seeking counsel from God on every decision, even when you think you know. Because sometimes we are the most vulnerable state spiritually when we think we're in control.
True.
You see, but we have to always remind ourselves daily that God is not in control. That's why it's good to pray daily before your business. When you go to the office, you pray first. Get into the habit of praying and reminding yourself that God is in control. Before you make any critical decision, you think, oh, I'm the one doing it. Remind yourself God is in control. So it's a good habit that follows you through to that God is really part of your business. So that's number 1.
Okay, we have a comment here from Jeanette. Jeanette says, God's businessman, Mr. Efe, the Bible today, King David, the Living Bible. All right. He says, write a book. She says, I should write a book. So why not? All right. So make God your chairman is number 1. He's the chairman. All right. So consult him.
Exactly.
Always. Okay. Number 2, please.
Number 2 is focus on adding value. We touched on that. That's where I had the verse where it says, thou set thy eyes upon that which is not. For riches certainly make themselves wings. They fly away as an eagle toward heaven. So if you set your eyes on riches, they will fly away. But if you set your eyes on adding value, of adding value and making a difference in people's lives because you are a servant of God, so those values you are adding, people will look at you and say, who is Sabrina? Who is Shad? Who is this person? Who are they? They will check on you, and it has happened. We've had opportunity to speak to people about God that probably we will not. Because God does not see the business. God sees souls, even with the team as well you work with. The way when you are adding value to their lives. So it's not just about adding value as into clients, but to all stakeholders, including the team you are working with. The values you are adding. How do they see your business? You're adding value in your service. And when you add value in service, people will respond. Your colleagues will do better. Stakeholders, clients will remunerate you for the value you're adding. And you are showing the character of God.
There was a clip I watched for Bishop Renato, and he spoke about adding value, and he says, so you do a good job and also be very generous.
Yes.
Be generous in your service, be generous in how you care for them, be generous in your communication after you've provided a service. So that's adding value, right? And in the end, it will come back to you.
We try to give like a boutique service that will add value. You don't just do what you have to do. You do more. You go a bit more.
We got a comment here from Chanel in South Africa. She says, I'm a victim of thinking the first thing is from God after doing a purpose, learning so much. Strong things. Let's keep it going. So that was number 2.
Yeah, the third one is, it's a deliberate act to purposely build your business on the principles and values of God.
Is it possible to have these?
I will send it to you. Yeah. Intentionally align your business practice with principles and values taught in the Bible. Incorporate integrity, honesty, fairness, compassion into decision-making process, employee relationship, customer interaction. Let your business be a reflection of your faith. So what happens is, if this is not the case, even if you are an employee, you can adopt this as well. What happens is, a lot of people are good church members, good church attendees, good church, even it could be even assistants, but bad employees. Why? Because sometimes they don't understand that you cannot separate who you are from what you do. In fact, what you do is more important than just what you do in church. And this is a big thing, and I think it's a mental thing. They don't even realize it. Subconsciously, at work, they switch off. At business, they switch off. But it's a deliberate effort to make sure you align your business with God's principle. So
wow,
that's the third one.
It's a deliberate act.
Yeah. So the fourth one is, view your business as a way to serve and minister to others. So your business is like a church. It's like an evangel. You're using it, obviously, you know what I mean. We can't go into detail on how.
Yeah.
But it's a subtle way. You know that you want to win souls. You know you want to make a difference. You know you want people to ask those colleagues who are not with you. You know you want them to ask about who your God is, why you are different. You already know that. So you view already that business as a church, as a tool, if you know what I mean. So you don't just see it as a business, you see it as God's tool to win souls.
Beautiful.
So the fifth one is, don't compartmentalize your business. Don't put it in compartments. Your faith. So what does that mean? It means that let them intertwine with your daily life. So your faith and your business is one. Obviously, again, you have to be, I'm not saying you should go there and preach to everyone.
Repent, end his life.
Have a baptizing pool. But I mean, through those values you live, through your character, through what you do, through the values of your business, through the ethos of your business, through stakeholders, people will see that this business is different. You know what I mean?
Beautiful.
So the sixth one is that make sure your goals in business align with your spiritual goals. It's not separate, it's one.
Powerful.
You have to see that our life is to serve God. We cannot separate it. So that business I'm doing, how does it align with my spiritual goals? I'm a doctor, for example. If I'm a doctor, how will that align with my spiritual goals? I'm going to pray that every day the patients, in fact, I think doctors can save a lot of souls. I'm going to pray that every day God uses me to speak to a patient who needs help. Obviously, I know the laws, they restrict you, but what can the Holy Spirit not do?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
You know what I mean? For example, the service you provide, the quality of the service you provide. Yeah? Then the last one. Seek inspiration and guidance from the Bible for your business decisions and actions. Seek inspiration from the Bible. Who are your mentors? You have to choose the right mentors. They must be people of faith. You have to create an environment that will build your faith. You have to create a bubble of faith. Friends, colleagues, seminars you go to, choose wisely. Make sure you are looking at people of faith. If possible, the biblical characters. People like Abraham, they are the best business people. David, King Solomon. They are the best business people to look at. Obviously, I know technically things may be different, but the principles and the values transcends time. They don't change. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The society may change, the values may change, but to be honest with you, we are having serious problems because society is sometimes is getting away from the biblical principles, which we know are the real values of the way to do things. God, that is the oracle gifted to man on how to live a full life. So how can we ignore that and start looking at others? It doesn't make sense. If I have the oracle, treasure of how to live a full life, business, family, and everything, how can I put that aside? So that's why I say success is only in God. True success is only in God.
Drop it in there. So what was the heading for the 7th one?
The heading for the 7th one.
Yeah, because I got create an environment that will build
seek
faith.
Inspiration and guidance from the Bible for your business decision and actions.
Okay.
Turn to the Bible for inspiration, wisdom, and guidance in your business endeavors.
Powerful. All right. So we have those 7 keys there,
Yes.
guys. Okay. So the first one is make God your chairman. All right. Make sure he's the one who governs, who guides, who directs everything that you do. Don't make any decisions without consulting him first. Second, adding value. Make sure you're adding value to people, a good service. 3, be deliberate when you act. You can't separate who you are from what you do. Exactly. That was beautiful. So your faith needs to be involved in everything, the principles of our faith. 4, view your business as a way to serve and minister to others. I like the way he said view, because the way we see things changes how we operate.
Exactly.
So if we see our business just a business to do just one thing, then that's all we'll see. But if we see it as something that can minister to others, we will see those opportunities when they present themselves. Number 5, don't compartmentalize your faith. Your faith and business are one. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Make sure your goal in business aligns with your spiritual goals. Yep. Sometimes we have spiritual goals and business goals completely separate. I think that's one of the key things we're getting today, isn't it, Sabrina?
Definitely. Yeah.
7.
Sorry, just to add to that, when we have our spiritual goals and business goals separate, that's where we fall into the attitude of chasing after money.
Drop it like it's hot. Wonderful. And you know, even in saying that, because obviously business things go up, down, sometimes we have money, sometimes we lose money. So that kind of keeps us consistent, like what you spoke about earlier, right? It's not how we're ever doing financially that impacts me, but it's just making sure that I know my goal is with God. So it carries us through. Beautiful. Number 7, seek inspiration from the Bible, right? So there's lots of glean. We have a lot of examples and role models in there who went through various problems and overcame different challenges and shared great ideas. And number 8, create an environment that will build your faith.
Yes.
Sabrina, what are your thoughts on all of that?
I'm gobsmacked. I'm joking. But yeah, no. It's been really good. Like I've taken it all in. So yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Efe, what's next? What's the next mission for you?
Well, it's the next mission is to continue doing this work, which is, as you can now see how it's aligned, because this is my DNA in a way, part of it, I'll say. So you can see here why in my head, and I thank God for his grace for me to see this. In my head, there is no success without God. So it's one thing. So anyone who wants to be successful, because if you think about it, if we do not have it in this manner, then we will have an expiry date. Because it will just diverge as you go. You know what I mean? But it has to be one as Christians. So my next, I have a goal, I have a vision, and that goal and vision is a spiritual one in terms of, but everything is spiritual. You know what I mean? So it's to continue developing, because you are empowering families, you are You are evangelizing, because people, when they see the way you do things, so the more you can do that, you are supporting the work of God. You are impacting society in a small way you can. So the vision is big.
Yeah.
So one wants to continue in that line.
Amen. This is the spirit, guys. All right. We have a comment here from Yasmin. Yasmin says, "Can you please recap the 7 after I think I missed one?"
You did that though.
Yeah.
I did. So we're good. We're good. All right, Yasmin. Okay, look, Hawker Stalker. I just see your name appear now. I'm watching you. All right. Well, Mr. Efe, mix it up, cat. Mr. Efe, thank you for being with us today. You've been absolutely phenomenal.
Pleasure.
Literally, we've been gleaning some great wisdom. Imagine all these years, this journey of faith, and we're able to just plonk you down here, and you've given us the time to kind of share things for us to avoid a lot of situations. I don't know. I have a sensation the same as I think you and Shad. I'm going to come to Shad in a second. I mean, what we heard now. Because one of the things is we think we have to graft, we have to work, obviously we have to work, but we have to graft, and it's a case of, contrary to what Mr. Efe shared with us, it's all about that work, that business that we're developing, losing our energy, spending our energy, our time, our brain matter, you know what I mean? But how freeing is it from what we hear today that, we do it with God?
Yeah.
How, peace it brings, even though we have to work hard, but we're doing it not by ourselves, right?
Yeah. I think, like, as I was listening to what Mr. Efe was saying, obviously, because I'm a business person as well, so sometimes you can be like, I need to do this, I need to do that, I need to make this. But then it kind of, like, hearing everything, it was almost, it kind of just brought that peace and just that calm and, like that word of faith. And it's just like a reminder, everything goes back to God. Like, it's all about God, it's spiritual. So don't take your eyes off of that. That's the main goal. So, just keep your eyes focused on that. So,
Beautiful. What about you, Dr. Shad? Yeah.
I'm still thinking, but I think the thing that comes into my mind the most is the idea that we are in partnership with God. And in the sense of, for example, something goes wrong, we have a level of calmness because we're in partnership with God. If we need to make a decision, we wait because we're in partnership with God. And even if we miss an opportunity, that's fine, because it's better to be in partnership with God without an opportunity, because of course God's going to make it sooner or later, than to do something without God.
I'll do it on your own.
Yeah, I'd rather be in a bad situation with God than in a good situation without God. And I think that the right attitudes, if I can say, like, for example, when Mr. Efe was talking about bringing value and the word remuneration, it's like, if you bring value to somebody, money isn't money. What money is someone basically saying thank you for the value that you brought. And so it's more like a thank you token, if that makes sense. And so you bring value, and the way that people say thank you for that is just by that's it. And that's what it is. It's more about it's more about just doing something good for someone, and they will say thank you by
paying you for your services.
Exactly, and that's it.
Rebecca in Zambia says, "Hello, Assistant Robert. Already putting in a request for today's show for Friday's repeat." Okay, so because we do a replay of the show on Friday, they can choose anyone. Hi, could you send the goals from today's show on WhatsApp? All right, Mr. F, I think you're gonna need to copy and paste that over to me. Yeah, with those finer details.
I'll send them to you.
That's brilliant. All right, guys. So look, so it's been great. Today is Pursue Success Tuesday. You know how we do. Obviously, we're in the 21 days, so no one better than someone else from our own household, from our own house, from our own universal family to come and share some powerful tools for us to glean these pearls for success with God. Thank you so much, Mr. Efe.
Pleasure.
You've been awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. It's the wheel choice. All right, and also Sabrina, thank you so much for being with us today. You've been great. You think you can make it on Thursday?
I'll see. Yeah, I'll check my schedule.
Yeah, because I love when you drop bars on Thursday. You know? Everyone loves it when you drop bars on Thursday. You know, you got that Thursday swagger.
Okay.
You know, you just
I'll check and then.
I believe she's not letting the environment dictate her actions.
Yes.
Because Robert tried to put her. Everyone's watching Sabrina. Are you coming?
I wouldn't do that. Absolutely, she knows me. She knows me. Even though it may seem that way.
Yeah.
Also, Dr. Shah, thank you for being great.
Thank you for having
Pleasure
me.
having you on the show.
Original Sound of Man.
Yes, original sound, dude. Sound of Man. Not Sound of Man, it was Sound of Man.
Sound of Man.
It's not easy. Who's ever been a keyboard player of the UCKG Help Centre back in the day? We'd love to know who you are. Love to know yours.
He plays keyboard. He tries to play.
I try.
You know what I'm saying?
I try. Yeah, I try.
Tries to sing as well.
I try.
We try. We have to make it happen. All right, and also want to thank you, Kathleen, for being an awesome lady of sound. You're
Thank you,
absolutely
Kat.
glorious. Great job today. Chanel says, today's show has my vote for Friday repeat. Okay, the listener's already speaking. But guys, guess already. Tomorrow's going to be Wellness Wednesday. We're going to be looking at more tools, tips, and ideas in order to take care of the only temple we have to live in while we're here on this earth. Also, as well as that, I'm going to be sending you a video of a new idea that we're going to be having. Something I've been pondering, preparing my mind for, that it's going to be a new challenge for those who want it, but you're going to have to check with your doctor when we explain it to you. And we're going to have Dr. Chidi joining us here as well to prepare us for that. Also, on Thursday, we have Relationship Power Thursday. We're going to be looking at tools, tips, and ideas to have good relationships with ourselves, those around us, and romantic relationships as we delve in the segments of last week's Love Therapy, which was very, very powerful. Powerful indeed. Mr. Efe. All right. So as we're wrapping up now, Jeanette just sent something in there. She says, King David didn't get it right all the time, but when he got it right was because he consulted and consults of the consultant of consultants, and God steered the way, and King David was victorious.
Yeah.
Drop it like it's hot. All right, guys, it's been a pleasure. Thanks for being with us today and putting up with my condition.
Currently the only known case in the world.
Yeah.
Is what it is. Thanks, guys, and until tomorrow, I see you. Same breakfast show time, 8 a.m. Same breakfast show channel, libertyradio.co.uk. We're going to wave at the over camera over there and say bye to you all. Farewell. Bye. Ciao, ciao, guys. Oh, I love it. Okay, guys, I really hope you enjoyed that show and you actually captured that breakfast show Vim. We laugh, we joke, we learn, and we equip ourselves for day-to-day life. If you want to see more, guess what? We're actually live with a live chat and a live video feed Monday to Fridays on libertyradio.co.uk from 8 a.m. in the morning. So don't miss a breakfast show beat. Like and subscribe if you haven't, and definitely connect online. And I'd like to see you there on the show. Type your name in, communicate on the morning. If you didn't already, we're also on Instagram. Check us out on Official Liberty Radio on Instagram. There's so much happening on that platform. Definitely go check it out. And I'd love to see you there. All right, have a good one.